Chapter 4. The Judgment Fog. The fog didn't drift, it slammed down on Ramblin like a coffin lid. One moment, Governor Estrada knelt weeping on sun-baked plaza tiles. The next, pearl-gray tendrils snaked from the sea, swallowing streets, muffling screams, plunging the island into twilight at noon. It wasn't mist. It was presence, thick as wet wool, smelling of ozone, and something ancient, burnt cedar and myrrh. JR stood immobile as the fog swallowed the governor whole. Apilog materialized beside him, a shadow in the swirling gray. "It begins," the elder murmured, his voice strangely clear in the muffled world. "The breath of God separates wheat from chaff." From the harbor, a ferry's horn blurred a strangled, dying sound. Then silence, utter, complete. Ramblin vanished. Only the golden skull's icy pulse against JR's ribs reminded him he hadn't gone blind. Panic struck Luke first. Fishermen who'd feasted on miracle caught fish now clawed at their throats on the docks. Mayor Limit stumbled from his office, gasping, "The air, it's thick." He inhaled deeply, a fatal error. The fog congealed in his lungs. He collapsed, eyes bulging, fingers scraping concrete as he choked on invisible tar. Around him, others who'd taken tycoon bribes to sabotage rival boats suffered the same fate, drowning on dry land. But old man Tomas, who'd wept at the calm of 1521, breathed easily. He gathered gasping children, pressing their faces to his chest. "Small sips," he croaked, "only what you need." The fog recoiled from his humility like smoke from water. Odeon Gans Hospital became a trial house. Dr. Santos watched in horror as Monsignor Cruz, who'd condemned JR as Antichrist, staggered down the corridor, cassock drenched in sweat. "Exorcizo te," he gagged, spraying holy water that evaporated before hitting the floor. The fog poured into his mouth. His skin turned slate gray. He collapsed, suffocated by the very holiness he'd weaponized. Nearby, a nurse who'd sold patient data to the tycoon, as pharmaceutical scouts died clawing at the gift. Crucifix around her neck, the chain embedded in her flesh. But Teresa, the girl JR healed, slept peacefully, the fog curling around her cot like a protective shroud. "It knows hearts," Dr. Santos whispered, clutching her stethoscope like a rosary. Alcantar broke JR. He found his father, Mangben, slumped against their Nipa hut's door, face blue, not from fog, from the bottle of lambina beside him. Pa JR ripped the door open. Inside, Aling Maria knelt praying, fog swirling around, but not within her radius. She looked up, eyes clear. He refused to forgive himself for disowning you. JR dragged his father inside. The fog retreated from the threshold. Mangben convulsed, vomiting fog-blackened phlegm. "Why? Save me," he rasped. JR cradled him. "Because love isn't earned. It breathes." Outside, Nene Cora, whose feud JR ended, wailed over Tito Ben's body heat. Tried looting the Ferrer store, thinking chaos had sighed. The fog choked him mid-theft. Governor Estrada's mansion became a tomb. Trapped inside with his tycoon-gifted marble and bribes, he panicked. He ordered police to fetch oxygen tanks. They never returned. He called Manila. Lines dead. On day 3, he smashed a window. Fog poured in like liquid concrete. He died crawling toward a gilded statue of the president, fingers inches from its feet. In the capital slums, though, Barangay Captain Rosa, who'd secretly fed orphans with stolen tycoon rice, organized fog survival drills, breathe shallow, sheer air, hide nothing. Her shantytown's survival rate, 89%. The siblings struck back from a yacht offshore. The tycoon watched radar show Ramblin vanish. "Deploy the Culam unit," he ordered. 3 speedboats carried Babalan witches paid in gold, chanting backwards Latin and Tagalog curses. They hit the fog bank at dawn. Instantly, their protective, anti-anting amulets glowed red-hot, searing flesh. The lead witch shrieked as the fog invaded her sinuses, carrying not just judgment, but counter-curses, visions of her own strangled victims. Her boat drifted back out hours later, crew suffocated, her corpse twisted into a ritual knot. God protects his own, Cardinal Luis muttered in Manila, reading the report. He fingered his rosary, the dream of the messy Messiah haunting him. GR weeping over corpses, fog like a shroud on his shoulders. Apalug emerged. As the remnants Moses, he led survivors to high caves, not hiding, but gathering. Share everything, he commanded. Food, water, truth. The fog couldn't penetrate deep caves, but its pressure purified intentions. Holders choked, liars gasped, but those who confessed, a fisherman admitting he poisoned a rival's nets. A teen returning stolen pond, a sow found air clearing around them. Communal farms sprouted in valleys less fog choked. They planted camote, gabi, yub crops needing little sun. We are the 30%, Apalug preached, pruned to bear fruit for the world. The dreams started on day 45. Vincent, Odiongan's medic, dreamed of a cave behind Luke's Bone Hill, a voice like flowing water. Bring your hands, heal the broken. Ray, a reformed Acute thief from St. Augustine, dreamed of a lightning-struck Balik tree, a voice like grinding stone. Cast out what festers in men's shadows. Christopher, a mute goatherd from Calatrava, dreamed of wolves guiding him to a sea-washed cavern. A voice like wine through pines. Speak to the beasts. They hunger for justice. One by one, 300 dreamers navigated the fog, not by sight, but by an inner compass humming with divine frequency. The cave of whispers became their Gethsemane. GR waited as they arrived, dirty, trembling, radiant. This cave birthed your ancestors, he said, Apalug translating. Now it births your purpose. Vincent touched the carvings, the star, the fish, the crook. Power surged through him, a warmth in his palms that mended a girl's sprained ankle instantly. Ray recoiled as shadows deepened. A spectral figure, a politician he'd blackmailed, materialized, whispering lies. Banish it, JR commanded. Ray Ward, in the name of the living breath, leave. The shade dissolved. Christopher approached a wounded bat. He thought his command, *be well. The bat took flight, brushing his cheek. The cave thrummed with unleashed potential and terror. Power without purity is damnation, JR warned. Confess, all of it. The reconciliation broke them. For days, screams echoed in the caverns, not of pain, but soul-rending honesty. Vincent admitted letting a rich patient jump the dengue cure. Boy died waiting. Ray confessed to abandoning his sister to traffickers. Christopher, signing frantically, revealed he'd poisoned a rival's goats. GR presided, not as judge, but witness. God's fog suffocated lies, he said. Now breathe truth. They fasted, wept, prayed, forgave themselves and each other. On day 89, as the fog outside began thinning, GR gathered them. The world calls Ramblin cursed. They will hunt you, torture you, kill some of you. He touched the golden skull beneath his shirt. But you are the 300, the breath of God. In human vessels, go, heal, cast out, speak, and know. His voice dropped, thick with his own unconfessed burden, the vision of his beheading. The greatest miracle isn't survival, it's surrender. Outside, the first shaft of sunlight in 3 months pierced the fog. It lit the cave mouth like a portal to war.